Welcome to Serenity Game Systems Foundation. In this video, we're going to integrate Serenity into a real Unity game project. Instead of showing Serenity in an isolated demonstration scene, we're going to take a simple existing game and connect it to Serenity step by step. The goal of this first video is not to replace the gameplay code, not to rebuild the project from scratch, and not to introduce every Serenity system at once. The goal is much simpler. We want to take a normal Unity game, install Serenity, connect the game scene to Serenity's initialization flow, and make sure the game still runs correctly through Serenity. Before the installation process, let's quickly take a look at the game we are starting from. This is a very simple side-scrolling runner. The player is represented by a basic sphere. It moves forward automatically, and the only action we currently have is jumping. The level is generated continuously using simple obstacles and hazards. If the player falls or hits a hazard, the game ends and we show a basic game over text. This is intentionally simple. The important thing here is that this is a normal Unity game. It has its own scene, its own gameplay script, and its own logic. Serenity is not going to replace that. Instead, Serenity will provide the surrounding structure for initialization, configuration, UI, audio, input, and application flow. The key idea of this tutorial is that Serenity should not force your gameplay to depend directly on Foundation's code. Your game can remain your game. What we want is to let Serenity bootstrap the application and then load the game scene as part of the application flow. This gives us a clean starting point for future improvements. Later, we'll be able to replace hard-coded UI, trigger audio, configure input properly, and customize the visual theme. But first, the game needs to run inside a Serenity-powered project. Now let's start installation. The first thing we need to do is to make sure the project has all the required dependencies for Serenity. Go to Unity Asset Store and add the UniRx and YAML.NET for Unity packages to your registry. Open the package manager and install addressables, localization, UniRx, YAML.NET for Unity, and import TMP essentials. Once everything is installed, proceed with Serenity installation. On importing Serenity content, make sure you are not overriding valuable configuration of your project such as the render pipeline. If Unity asks to enable the new input system, accept it and let the editor restart if needed. This is important because later in the series, we will use the input system both for gameplay and UI navigation. On project settings, make sure the proper render pipeline is set. Now we are going to connect our existing game scene to Serenity. The game scene already exists and already works, so we don't want to rewrite it. What we want is to reference it from Serenity's configuration, so that Serenity can initialize first and then load the game scene when needed. Make sure the scene is included in the build settings. Now let's test it. Enter on play mode from the Serenity initialization scene. At this point, this is already a useful result. The game still works, but now it's running inside the Serenity initialization flow. That means we are ready to start replacing isolated hard-coded systems with Serenity systems in a controlled way. Let's recap what we have done. We started from a normal Unity game. We imported Serenity into the project. We installed the required Serenity configuration. We connected the existing game scene to the Serenity initialization scene. And we verified that the game still works after the integration. In the next video, we will start using Serenity in a more audible way. We will add sounds to gameplay events and music to different states of the game. After that, we will move into input, menus, models, and scene customization.